Might have an effect. Maybe add some boron to absorb the neutrons.
And sand would smother it?
Might.
Maybe add some dolomite?
There's a risk to this, because, I mean, although the sand might smother the radiation, it could also act like a furnace, and you're just going to heat up the fire.
So what? The radiation will be stopped.
It would just burn through the floor towards the water.
And then we'd be back with a thermal explosion again.
What is your advice, gentlemen?
Sand. We're going to have to watch the temperature like a hawk.
Helicopters, hundreds of them.
Notify the Air Force.
Boris, what about the local population? What about Pripyat?
First thing in the morning, evacuate.
So, the people of Pripyat will end the day in the homes of strangers. Of course, so will the radioactive dust on their hair, their clothes, their bodies, on the wheels of their buses. To limit panic and baggage, they're being told it's just for 3 days, but of course we know better. We don't know if dropping sand will smother the fire, but even if it does, we know that these people will never see their homes again. What they're not carrying with them will be lost forever, frozen by radiation. Even their pets must stay and face a new life as wild animals, with nothing to feed on but each other. My God. I estimate we'll need to drop about 5,000 tons. The riverbanks here are almost pure sand.
Seems we have no other hope.
So the gamble began. It would either save, or within days, annihilate us.
Turn off the ventilation, Nikolai. Don't get any more of that air in there.
At my asking, men were flying into a greater updraft of radiation than the Earth had ever known.
You're doing fine, Nikolai.
And I knew that it might all be for nothing.
Come back! Start aloft!
I didn't share my doubts with the others, and they didn't ask. Thousands of sand runs lay ahead. So too did the investigation into what or who had caused this catastrophe.
How much is a lethal dose?
400? 400 rads, a bit less.
What did you get?
650.
Don't know, man. Less than that.
No one's told me.
I got 1,500.
Show off.
Have you been up there?
The control room instruments are frozen. They began the test with only 18 control rods in the reactor.
18?
Yeah.
The hell are they playing at?
What the hell happened? I pressed the AZ. Should have closed it down, but instead it was like a power surge. I hit the right button.
They're insisting that the AZ button was pressed by the shift leader, Alex Akimov. But if that's the case, then all the rods should be down in the reactor, and they're not.
None of the rods are in at all.
Just the tips.
Oh, shit. Ignalina.
Do you think this lot knew about Ignalina?
No, they couldn't have done. It was classified, we didn't tell them. The AZ button causes the control rods to drop into the reactor and shut it down. Now, the operators are saying they pressed it, but the explosion happened several seconds afterwards.
They will say anything. We will have to conduct careful interviews.
Well, it might make sense. You see, the control rods are made of boron. But they're tipped with graphite. Now, in '83 at Ignalina, on a similar reactor, we found that in certain circumstances, when the graphite enters the water, it causes a power surge. A power surge. It doesn't immediately shut down the reactor. Now, I'm not saying this is all that happened here. I mean, whatever those boys were doing in the control...
Is your sand working, Valerie?
We don't know. We'll find out tomorrow.
These reactors have been around for years, years. If there's a problem...
It exploded when you hit the AZ button. Why didn't it stop the reaction? You say there couldn't be a design fault, but how else do you explain it?
They'd know. And if they knew, they'd tell us. The protocol would say.
Maybe.
Do you think we'll get the blame for this? You and me?
Yeah, I do.
My world... everything's changing. Everything's upside down. The town's now wasteland. What was once comforting is now deadly. My idea to save the situation could be pushing us all towards apocalypse. And even the question of blame for this catastrophe is becoming very unclear to me. You knew that the instruments only went up to 3.6.
Valerie.